At Norfolk, we aim to build a quality, affordable, vibrant, financially sustainable communities. And so a large part of that is the mixed income model that we use to provide the housing. And so essentially the housing is a 50-50 split between social impact renters that are paying a near market rent and then non-market renters which are paying rent geared to income, which all our renters contribute to the model through the rents that they pay. We create a lower turnover rate through a lot of that. We create vibrant communities that we're looking to build. And one of the really cool things about Norfolk and the mixed income model that we utilize is that renters aren't set. We understand that circumstances change, and so as those circumstances change, you can move from being a non-market renter to going to a social impact renter, back to non-market or RGI. When somebody is referred to Norfolk, the Bridge to Home team knows a lot about our buildings and knows what units would work well for people. So I think a lot of that goes before somebody is even referred or accepted, that they know that they'd be a good fit for that unit. Once somebody lives with Norfolk, we're more than open to make any modifications or changes to units that would help. And even when one of the clients graduates from the Bridge to Home team, we find that Bridge to Home is always there. And so through that, we kind of continue that relationship and we build those strong tenancies that last for quite a while. So we've utilized the RAD program a number of times. We've made big enhancements at our buildings, anywhere from barrier-free bathrooms, to raised countertops, things that really enhance the living experience for those individuals that live in the units. We've also accessed their knowledge to help kind of look at our buildings, because we know that they're older and a lot of them don't have a lot of that accessibility minded features that didn't exist back in the 70s when they were built. And so we've kind of looked at what can we do as an organization going forward to make those improvements. We've also utilized them when we have residents that are applying for funding, whether it's ramp funding or otherwise, to help go through that process. So the RAD program has been invaluable to make those modifications to the units. And we've also learned a lot more about kind of some of that universal design stuff that we can just incorporate into our standards. So when we're looking to do maintenance modifications and any changes to the building, if there's an accessibility-minded thing that we can do, we'll do it. Now there's a big shift in kind of the focus of collaboration and partnership. If we're going to progress in a sector that's trying to provide more inclusive, accessible, affordable housing, that it can't be done on your own, and we can leverage the skills and abilities of so many organizations. I think we know, especially in the nonprofit sector, that organizations like Norfolk and Accessible Housing, they kind of provide these they fulfill these unique needs for a lot of vulnerable Calgarians. And so I think there's a worthwhile investment in these organizations. There's a lot of focus on, if you're going to build something, build it with accessibility in mind. And so I think in the future, through a lot of the collaborations and a lot of the partnerships and a lot of that shift towards let's do this together, I think we're going to see that there's going to be a big shift in how builders and organizations approach accessibility and affordability. I can imagine most of the assumptions are that on the accessibility side is that, especially if you're a provider with older buildings, that it's just not going to work. And that's not true. I mean, we've learned that time and time again, that we can make modifications, and people themselves are resilient. And so we can kind of figure out something that will work for most people. And so you just have to be open to it. What's nice about the Bridge to Home team is that when somebody moves in, it doesn't end there. We have the ability to try to make those modifications and make something work. On the affordability side, I think that the mixed income model is great about kind of getting rid of some of that stigma about what it's like to be a lower income renter and some of the concerns around that. We've created very vibrant communities throughout a very vibrant community itself in Sunnyside and Hillhurst and Kensington. Norfolk, I don't think it's unique, but I think it's really focused on that community building side, and that's always been the idea. We've tried to take less of the focus on that we're a housing provider or a landlord and try and be more of that community builder. I think we've really found that engagement and really creating that relationship with our residents is a huge benefit to making those long-lasting tenancies.